have been dating recently. Dating's not fun. Dating's horrible. Nobody wants to date. Even if you meet somebody and you really want to go out with them and they say yes, you're excited in that moment. But the day of the date, you're like, I don't want to fucking do this. I don't want to do this. Every time I'm ringing a doorbell to pick a woman up, I'm like, I hope she's dead in there. I really do. I hope something awful happened. I don't want to sit in a place and breathe unevenly for 3 hours and just sweating where your body is folded and just, You ever have a date that goes well? It's like good from the beginning. You're like, you get a little laugh at the beginning, hi, ha, ha, something funny, and they both laugh. Feels good. You see, you agree on stuff. When you don't agree, you laugh about it. You're even able to be quiet a little bit while you're eating, and it's nice, feels comfortable. And then you drop them off, and you're like, I hope I see you again. And she says, I hope so too. And you feel like, this is something new in my life. This is wonderful. Then you go home, and your wife is like, where were you all night? You know, and you're just fucking. But I'm older now. I'm divorced, and I still date mostly women who are younger than me recently, because that's who looks better. No, it's true. But I don't like have it. I've always been with women my age or older. I was married to a woman a year older than me for 10 years, and that's always been the way but you know, there's some guys that have to be with a younger woman. There's cultures that believe the man should be much older. Like there's religions that have like a formula, you know, like take the man's age and subtract 10, and then whatever else you have to do to get to 12. Just solve for 12. But I didn't suddenly get interested in younger women. What happened was I got older and they got interested in me, because younger women like older guys. They just do this. The other part nobody says. I don't do anything to get younger women. I just stand there like this. And they see me and they're like, that would be so weird to fuck that old guy. And then we get blamed. The older guy always gets blamed. You see an older man with a young woman, everybody's like, that guy's a pervert. No, she's a pervert. He's normal. He likes pretty women. She likes that. What the fuck is wrong with her? And they're weird. I was having sex with this woman, and she was about 35, and we're in bed. She starts calling me daddy. I was like, please don't, young lady. Please don't do that. She said, why does it make you uncomfortable when I call you daddy during sex? Is it because you have daughters? I said, no. It makes me uncomfortable because I have a father. And I used to call him daddy when he fucked me. By the way, thanks for laughing at me because I got fucked by my dad. I was not laughing at the time because I was coming. Because he fucked me good. My daddy fucked me so good. It's not his fault. I made him do it. I was such a brat. I was 10. I was like, Daddy, fuck me! The poor guy, he's like, I know I'm spoiling this child, but I can't say no. Thank you very much for coming. I hope that you enjoyed the show. Thank you for coming. To get on safe. Thank you. Good night.
I was changing my daughter the other day, and she's too old for diapers now, but she's still in them, and it's bad because this kid does not poop. This kid craps. This is not okay anymore. I was changing her diaper the other day. It was like a 48-year-old alcoholic man's shit in her diaper. Like, she was out all night drinking Jaeger, and she went to Denny's and got a Grand Slam. Ate half of it, got in a fight in a parking lot, and passed out in a Pontiac and shit herself. And her friends drove her home with the windows open and dumped her on my lawn. And now I gotta clean it. And it's crazy. And you can't even react. You can't go like, what the fuck? That's disgusting. You'll fuck them up about their own shit. You gotta be nice. You open her diaper, it's just chaos in there. It's just bananas. It's just... every shit amazes me. I'm never used to it. Everyone, I'm like, okay, wow, what is that? You have been eating diarrhea for a week, I think. Because that's awful. But you can't. You gotta be like, you just go, oh, wow. You really got something there, honey? That's really something. That's really okay. Well, all right, let me scrape that off your knees for you. Just get it down off your back. Just get all this hazmat in one place. Wipe you down. Clean your tiny vagina at the end. Who knew that that was going to be my life? I had no idea that my relationship to the vagina was going to be cleaning shit out of a tiny one several times a day. They don't tell you that. When you're getting ready to be a dad, nobody pulls you aside and says, you know, you have to clean the vagina a lot because every time she takes a shit, it goes straight up her twat. They don't tell you that. And they should. It's a big part of being a dad. It's bigger than Christmas. It happens every day. And you got to get it right, front to back. It's very important. The other day I was in New York City with my kids. And I got 2 of these fucking things. Remember that, please. 2 of them. And we're in the crowded streets. I got this one here, the 2-year-old. She can walk, but she won't. She's a bullshitter. So I'm carrying her. And she weighs like 20 babies, this kid. She's tiny, but she's got the density of a dying sun. I don't understand how she's this heavy. It feels like a fat raccoon holding a bowling ball. That's what she feels like. And the pain in my shoulder is intense. And it's sending signals to my brain like, you don't love her, just drop her, she doesn't matter, just let her die. So I'm fighting that on this side. I got the 5-year-old like this. I hope it's her. I haven't looked back in about an hour. I'm just dragging somebody tiny just through many stranger thighs. Briefcase corners are hitting her in the temple. I don't give a shit. I'm in a hurry because my pocket's vibrating and my wife's calling to see where I am, even though she sent me to do this shit. And I'm yelling into my pocket like she can hear me. I'm fucking coming! Shut up! And this one is talking the whole time. The whole time. With a tiny voice 2 feet off the ground. What am I gonna listen to this shit? Really? What am I gonna take a knee every 2 seconds? What's that, sweetie? Go ahead. What's that? Uh-huh. What? Excuse me, sir. Go ahead. It's fine. Yeah, sometimes dogs are brown. That's very true. Good thing I didn't miss any of that shit coming out of your stupid face.
I envy transgender people, though. I do. I know it's a tough road, but I envy them on this level, that they figured out what's going on with them, and they fixed it. What an amazing gift to know what the fuck is wrong with you. Who else gets to have that? It's just a mushy, I don't fucking have any idea. I would give $1 million to just wake up, oh, I'm an owl. That's what the thing is. I just gotta blink slow and eat a mouse. Because life is very confusing. Even I'm 49 years old and I haven't found a cruising altitude to my identity. I'm still fucking confused. I get new feelings and they upset me. I don't like new feelings. I want to know what I like and get it and just die. That's what I want to do at this point. Like, I have a weird relationship with this movie that's on cable sometimes. It's called Magic Mike. You ever seen this movie? Magic Mike. For those of you watching this on video many years from now, Magic Mike was a movie about male strippers, starring Matthew McConaughey and Channing Tatum. And it was a very different country when it was made from whatever you're watching. But anyway, we had a whole other thing going on. This building's not here anymore. But you're watching it on a dusty thing, and it's all rubble. And you're watching this. I don't know why you're watching this out of everything. But when things were real easy, we made movies like Magic Mike. It's just a nice movie about men who strip. And every time I'm flipping around and it comes on, I always stop. And then I play a little game of chicken with this movie. I stop because it's a good movie. It's well made, directed by Steven Soderbergh, good director. And so I get into it. I get into the story, and then they start stripping. And then I start having all these feelings. My face gets a little hot. At first, I just get hostile for no reason. I go, fucking ate. But then there's one part of the movie that I like. I have a favorite part of Magic Mike. So I always stick around for that part. It's the part where Matthew McConaughey, he's wearing leather pants, no shirt, and he goes,
The law says you cannot touch, but I think I see a lot of lawbreakers out there.
I guess that. It's like perfect. It's the way he rolls out of him.
I think I see a lot of lawbreakers out there.
I just really like that. I like it. And when the movie comes on, I'm always like, all right, this gets to where he says that. And then he says it, and I'm like, fucking good, it's really good. I like it a lot. Here's how much I like it. I don't really do impressions, and I kind of nail that one because I think about it all the time. I'm walking around my house like,
Law says you can't touch. Law says you can't touch.
and I go up to my dog,
But I think I see a lot of lawbreakers right here.
I like that part. And then after he says it, all these strippers come on. Matthew McConaughey, all these strippers. Channing Tatum comes out. Fucking. And then I go like, fuck! And then I have to stop. Because I'm starting to get a feeling. I'm just starting to get like a feeling. It's not a boner. It's not a boner. But I can feel my dick starting to turn over a little bit. Just starting to... You know when you can feel your dick kind of unfold? It's like a pool toy that's been blowing up for a while. The wrinkles are starting to come out. It's taking shape. It's like... Just that early. My dick's just waking up. What are you guys doing here? Anyway, I've never watched the whole movie. I've never seen Magic Mike in its entirety because I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the end of Magic Mike. I know what the end of Magic Mike is. I'm pretty sure that the end of Magic Mike is that I'm gay. Pretty sure that's how it ends. I don't want to see the ending. I want to stay like this. You know why? Because I'm 49 years old. I don't want to enter the gay community now. This is not the version of me that's going to have an awesome time as the new gay guy. So fuck that. And that's my right, by the way, because that's about me. That is my life. I would never discriminate against another person for being gay. I wouldn't dream of it, but I have every right to oppress and discriminate against my own possible budding homosexuality. That's mine to just violently push down. Like it's a dude I'm trying to make blow me right now. And you know, I haven't become like generally attracted to men. I'm not sexually attracted to men. Just Matthew McConaughey and Channing Tatum. Those two guys? Fuck. Seriously. Matthew with his like leathery skin, he's like, just fucking sexy. And Channing, kind of dumb face, like oh shit. Oh, fuck. I like it. But men in general, I'm not into it. It's just these, you know what I think it is I'm only gay for the best. I'm top shelf gay. I'm not retail gay, you know what I mean? I'm not off the rack gay. I'm not gonna go to J.C. Penney's and suck a bunch of dicks. I'm gonna go to Neiman Marcus and get the signature collection. Platinum dick. The best dick. Because I'll try the best anything. If it's the best one, I'll try it. Like, I don't like cognac. I would never buy a bottle of Hennessy and keep it in my house. But I had never tried the best cognac. If somebody was like, would you like to try this cognac? This cognac was 500 years old, 300 years ago. Like, yeah, fucking give me that. When you go to, like, if somebody asked me to go to a Kenyan restaurant, I don't want to go to a Kenyan restaurant. I know all the foods that I like. But if somebody was like, this is the best Kenyan restaurant, it takes 6 months to get a reservation, I can get you in, they fly live turtles in. And you bite off its screaming face while it's alive. And every turtle you eat is the last of his species. Can't wait to eat that fucking turtle. I'm gonna end his people with my mouth. The best, I'll try it. If somebody's like, we have a guy here, he has the best dick. The best dick ever. His dick has been soaking in olive oil since he was 5 years old. We've been feeding him nothing but butter and penises his whole life. He is the best dick, and you can suck it right now. Well, let me see it. Can I see it? Can you take it out? Shit, that's beautiful. Oh my God. That's my favorite thing now. Fuck, I shouldn't have looked at it. Let's bring it closer. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but bring it closer, please. I think at that point you put it in your mouth, right? If you're looking at the best dick ever and you're not sure you want to suck it, just put it in your mouth. And then decide. Just for like 20 seconds. That's a long time. That's 20 seconds. That's a long time to have a dick in your mouth that you're ambivalent about. 20 seconds. If you have a dick in your mouth for 20 seconds, you are not deciding. 20 seconds. I'll show you. This is 20 seconds with a dick in your mouth. Nah. Yeah. I decided not to suck that dick. That's been in my mouth all day.
If you believe that God gave you the earth, that God created the earth for you, why would you not have to look after it? Why would you not think that when he came back, he wouldn't go, what the fuck did you do? I gave this to you, motherfucker. Are you crazy? The polar bears are brown. What did you do to the polar bears? Did you shit all over every polar bear? Who did that? Who spilled this shit? Who spilled this? Come over. Did you fucking spill this? What is that?
It's oil. It's just some oil. I didn't mean to spill.
Well, why did you take it out of the fucking ground?
Because I wanted to go faster.
And I was cold. What the fuck do you mean cold? I gave you everything you needed, you piece of shit.
Well, because jobs. I wanted to...
What is a job? Explain to me, what's a fucking job?
You work at a place, and when people call when their game doesn't work, and you help them figure it out.
What do you do that for?
For money.
What do you need money for?
Food.
Just eat the shit on the floor. I left shit all over the floor. Fucking corn and wheat and shit. Grab it up, make some bread. What are you doing?
Yeah, but it doesn't have like bacon around it, and like I like when it has like bacon on it and
Everybody has a competition in their brain of good thoughts and bad thoughts. Hopefully the good thoughts win.
For me, I always have both. I have like the thing I believe, the good thing. That's the thing I believe. And then there's this thing. And I don't believe it, but it is there. It's always this thing and then this thing. It's become a category in my brain that I call, of course, but maybe. I'll give you an example. Okay, like of course, children who have nut allergies need to be protected. Of course. We have to segregate their food from nuts, have their medication available at all times, and anybody who manufactures or serves food needs to be aware of deadly nut allergies. Of course. But maybe if touching a nut kills you, you're supposed to die. Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Jesus. I have a nephew who has that. I'd be devastated if something happened to him. But maybe, if we all just do this for 1 year, we're done with nut allergies forever. No, of course not. Of course, if you're fighting for your country and you get shot or hurt, it's a terrible tragedy. Of course. Of course. But maybe if you pick up a gun and go to another country and you get shot, it's not that weird. Maybe if you get shot by the dude you were just shooting at, it's a tiny bit your fault. Of course, slavery is the worst thing that ever happened. Listen, you all clapped for dead kids with the nuts. For kids dying from nuts, you applauded. So you're in this with me now, do you understand? You don't get to cherry pick. Those kids did nothing to you. Of course, slavery is the worst thing that ever happened. Of course it is. Every time it's happened. Black people in America, Jews in Egypt, every time a whole race of people has been enslaved, it's a terrible, horrible thing. Of course. But maybe every incredible human achievement in history was done with slaves. Every single thing where you go, how did they build those pyramids? They just threw human death and suffering at them until they were finished. How did we traverse the nation with a railroad so quickly? We just threw Chinese people in caves and blew them up and didn't give a shit what happened to them. There's no end to what you can do when you don't give a fuck about particular people. You can do anything. That's where human greatness comes from, is that we're shitty people, that we fuck others over. Even today, how do we have this amazing microtechnology? Because the factory where they're making these, they jump off the fucking roof because it's a nightmare in there. You really have a choice. You can have candles and horses and be a little kinder to each other, or let someone suffer immeasurably far away just so you can leave a mean comment on YouTube while you're taking a shit.
I have a big affinity for Rich Voss.
Who doesn't?
Important person.
Why?
You know what? When I was getting divorced, he was really nice to me.
That's all it takes. Nice.
Yeah, I came to this show back when it was in another
We were
building.
nice to you.
No, you guys
No,
were
you're
never
not.
nice to me.
You're not nice to anybody.
Of course you were. I came into this show in like a stunned state of I was just fucking depressed.
Yeah.
And there's fucking dumb Rich Voss, and he says something to me like, if you ever want to talk about what's going on with you, I'll talk to you about it. And I was like, why would I want to talk to you? And you wear a gold Rolex and you don't have any money.
I got a silver one too.
So he sits next to me on the couch and he goes, hey, when I got divorced, I had 2 kids, 2 little girls, and And he described my life exactly, and he gave me like fucking said 3 or 4 things that were so important, just practical. When you're in a fucked up place like that, all the nice things people say are just insulting. Like, "Hey man, you'll be okay." Fuck you, no, I
get
won't.
through it.
The point is, no, I won't. You asshole. The only thing that means anything is practical advice. Is like, hey, here's something that I've been there, and here's something that makes it easier.
What did he say?
And he
Can
did
you say?
It doesn't matter.
Well,
What
he
does it
said,
matter?
Well,
I'll tell you what he said.
It matters.
I'll
Maybe
tell
it'll
you
help
what he
someone
said.
else out there.
He said, I'm going to cheat on Bonnie all the time. No, he said to me that he is big. 2 things that were important to me. First, he said that his biggest goal was to maintain a good relationship with his ex. Like that, it was really important to him to do whatever it took to stay amicable with her. And he said, now Bonnie and I have a baby, and she babysits tonight so I can have a date night. That's how that paid off, and that his 2 girls are now grown, and that they share them, and that they feel good between their 2 parents. So that's what he said. This is like, it's hard, but if you do it, here is what can happen. Like, there's a fucking future.
Rich, who told you this?
Yeah, this was amazing.
This is like,
and then I said, and then I'm asking questions. I'm like, I had been divorced for a while, and I said I dated for a bit, and I didn't want to anymore. Like, I didn't want to keep going out and trying to get laid. I didn't like that part of it. Like, I just didn't, I was like, had a lot going on. And I said, but that feels like I'm worried that I'm like reclusing myself and he said, fuck getting laid. You got a career and you got 2 kids. For right now, that can be enough. Like, he gave me, it said it's okay not to get laid sometimes. As a man, you feel like you got to get pussy wherever it's available. But sometimes it's okay to take a breath and actually just be a father and a professional, whatever you are. And it left me off the hook. This shit meant a lot to me.
Wow.
Wow,
And
look at
yet
that
I sit
shit,
here
Rich.
and I will insult him.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter what
for other
comics we're
people's
supposed to
entertainment.
insult.
But no,
Well, he is.
I'm grateful to Rich Voss.
Here's the
I
thing,
got a
when
lot of
you get-
support from unusual places during
When
that
you
time.
get when you get divorced, and you know this,
Well, yeah.
you know,
I had no kids, though.
Well,
Yeah.
huh?
I had no kids, though.
Yeah,
so.
that's not
Yeah.
even. That's just a financial
But
fleecing.
yeah,
That's,
Thank
just fucking extortion.
It's the same. It's the same.
Exactly.
It's the same as in recovery. If you quit drinking and doing drugs, and you start gambling, you're only transferring addictions, and you're not dealing with quitting drinking and drugs.
Right.
If you're going through a divorce and you just start fucking whatever you can, it's just burying the pain in here, and you're jerking off in some.
Yeah,
drug.
you're not actually.
That's all you're doing.
That's why I think the problem with a lot of people now is that they're just consumers. They just want to consume and shit, and they don't think about like, well, I actually need to do something to make myself feel better. You know what I mean? Like, I actually have to take a breath.
Like a locust in a pussy field. You just got to kind of run your way through it and eat it and consume it, and then.
I don't know if that's what we're saying.
I think that's the. I think that's the opposite of what he's trying to say.
I do what you do. I just shove it all down.
Oh, just tamp it down.
It's terrible,
And
man.
it's-
No,
Tamp
you're making
that
yourself
emotion
ready
down.
for your first marriage.
And
It's all gonna fucking unspool like a Chinese food container full of maggots in the middle of your marriage. Yeah.
My parents, we talked about all this shit. When my parents were fucking divorced, and they didn't have any knowledge back then. This is fucking 49 years ago.
The bosses
But,
of now.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
and you turn it. Here's the thing. You know, we've
Your
talked
parents
about-
were shitty toward
they're
each
fucking-
other,
they would
using the
set
kids.
the kids up.
Right.
To go at each other.
lot of
you know,
people
fuck.
do that.
And it's
That's unbelievable
ridiculous.
to me.
It's fucking ridiculous because in the end, you end up doing crack and bad radio shows. It's not fucking worth it.
And also, I think the basic thing is it's like some people just are narcissists because the thing that's supposed to happen when you have kids is that they just become more important than you. And it's not like you do it painfully. You just feel it. You just go, the kid matters more. So you would never do if you're that kind of person. Then when you get in an altercation with another person, you don't put your fucking kid in the middle of it to preserve yourself or to hurt someone else. That's insane.
Pretty fucked up, but a lot of people do it, like you
They're
said.
fucked up. Anybody,
Fucked
any
up.
parent that keeps their fucking kids from the other parent, those are the ones that should lose their kids. Okay.
Well, here's what some people say, and it's true. If you have a kid and you're divorced and you say bad shit about the other kids, the kid's other parent, you are criticizing 50% of the kid.
Yes.
The kid, a kid, especially a kid who's a child, they are made up of two people, and they identify with a man and a woman, their mother and father. So if you say your father's a piece of shit or your mother's a whore, the person's going to feel that in themselves. They're going to think, they're going to take that in. So it's not a stranger; it's their fucking mom. You idiot!
I was 100% a piece of shit then, because my parents just would call each other horrid things. Oh, right in front of the kids too.
Right. Oh, listen,
it was wonderful.
Hey, when you're in the marriage, everybody's in the same house.
Yeah,
this shit goes on.
But look what they gave birth to. There should be fights.
I know.
Well, they made you
they
shower
told me
together.
it was never my fault. They told me, now we're getting divorced.
It's not your fault.
Or they didn't even use that
why
word. They
I
were like,
fucking-
Daddy's living somewhere else. It's not your fault. And it's like, I didn't think it was. Now I'm starting to, though, because you're trying to tell me it's not.
Yeah, you just put that thought in my head.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Is it my fault?
I see you two yelling all the time about shit that doesn't even concern me.
Right.
Yeah,
Dad's
it's
drunk.
suspicious.
Fucking, he's not working.
It's suspicious. Come to my house. I promise I'm not going to rape you.
Yeah. Oh,
Why are you saying
you
that?
say
then?
that?
I would never. I would never.
That's why I love comedy. Like my parents, when I was in second grade, it was nothing but fighting. Where's Dad? This and that. So I'd come home from school,
Your last
and I
year
would
of
put
school.
fucking Von Meter album on and just listen to it every day and sit and laugh and forget, and
What
just
album?
watch comics. Von Meter.
Who's Von Meter?
He did the Kennedy impressions. He was great. He had the biggest
That's
fucking
what
career.
that's what salved you in your sad family was Kennedy and Bro was
Back when I
Von
was in
Meter.
second grade, man.
Oh my
Him and Alan
God.
King. I'm sorry.
Hey, we got to go to the
went from
Lincoln
parking-
bathroom and have a Lincoln log. Oh, well, go ahead and fuck me now, Dad. It's fine. I heard a lampooning of two presidents ago.
Oh, yeah. When my
Yeah,
parents
and you can
died in
get
that
the-
plane crash, I'll tell you, Rich Little.
Rich Little's Nixon.
He took me out of
He
it.
just raised me like the
No.
Phoenix from the flames.
Who wouldn't laugh at that?
I
Yeah.
thought they died. I don't know.
No, my parents, I'm adopted.
That's why I
My
thought they
parents are
died in
alive.
a plane crash.
I don't know. My real parents might be dead. I have no fucking idea. I
Yeah,
never met
on
them.
9/11.
Oh,
Jesus. Christ.
Oh, jeez.
Wow,
So your parents,
That's a little racist.
Oh my God.
you're Arab, and your parents now are white. That adopted you.
I'm half, by blood, I'm half Arab and half Egyptian, and my
Yeah.
adoptive parents are 100% Italian.
Jesus Christ! How far
That
down
is-
the list do they have to go to get an Arab? I mean, how many?
Not that far.
Even black kids first.
Oh, shit.
You can get
You can get two black kids for one Arab.
trying to get like if you want to adopt a white kid, you got to wait online. However, if you want to adopt an Asian or an Arab, that is like the fucking bargain bin. Plenty of these.
Right to the front of the lines,
Yeah. Oh, it's a bit. Yeah, trying to get a white kid's like trying to get a Harley.
The black kid, you guys come with a TV.
Must be awful to be other kinds of stuff. I'm glad I'm this. This is a pretty good deal when you consider the alternatives. Anything else, any other kind of thing, you're in the food chain. You're in the food. We are out of the food chain. I don't know if we fully appreciate the fact that we got out of the food chain. That is a massive upgrade. Because for every other living thing, life ends by being eaten. That's how all life ends, is every single life except human life. Every life ends like this. Ah! 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 We're the only ones that get to just die old in a bed. Just, I love you. Bye. I mean, imagine if we were still in the food chain on top of everything else. Imagine if we were in the food chain. It would just be another thing you gotta deal with. You're already having a bad day. You wake up in the morning, you're making breakfast, you burn your toast, and it's too late to try again. And your kid comes in and says, "Bleh," and you're like, fine. And it's just, why? You get a thing in the mail that says that your phone's different and your mortgage is another company now. What? I don't get it. Then you're walking to work like, why do I even bother? Oh, shit, God damn it! There's always fucking cheetahs at the train station. Stop it! Do you think that sharks would be embarrassed if they knew that we could all see their fins sticking out of the top of the water? I think they'd be bummed, because I don't think sharks are aware of that at all. I think sharks think they're slick. They swim around like, hey, nobody has any idea who's down here. And we're all up here like, there's totally a shark right there. It wouldn't be fun being a predator either. If you're a predator, imagine if every time you're hungry, you gotta chase a guy who's running for his life. You gotta, come on, dude, shit, get over here. And just hold him down and bite his neck till he shuts the fuck up for a minute. So you can just sit there and eat his stomach before you go to work. That would really suck. That's why animals just, they go, let's do this together, man. You chase the parents away, I'm gonna eat the kid, and you circle back. That's why they do it like that. Fuck it, I'm eating babies. This is bullshit.
Get angry. Everybody hates gay people. I never understood anger towards gay people because a person being gay doesn't affect your life. So it's weird to me that people just like, they're in their homes going, oh, people are gay. Damn it. What do you care? I can understand hating gay people if, say, like, you're mowing your lawn and two guys are blowing each other right on the grass. And you're like, oh, I gotta cut around you faggots every Sunday. I'm sick of this shit. Or say you're eating your breakfast in the morning and you're about to put your spoon in the cereal bowl and two guys touch dicks right in front of you. Hey, come on! I gotta get to work. I don't have time to dodge your dicks with my spoon.
And at the time, I was a writer for the Conan O'Brien show, and I had written there for 2 years, and I was burnt out, and I didn't want to do it anymore. So I went to the head writer, and I said, I have to quit because I think I'm going to have a nervous breakdown. And he said, take 2 weeks off, and we'll pay you for the 2 weeks. And I said, okay, I'll do that. So I had nowhere to go, and I thought, maybe I'll go to Russia. I really don't know why. I can't really explain any decisions I made then. Because I have children now, so you don't have to search when you have children. You're not like, oh, what could I do to enhance my life? You're just sort of compelled to do whatever comes at you at a certain age in life. But I was in my 20s. I had no wife, nothing. I had no girlfriend even. I just was this guy, and I had money from a TV job, and so I just said, I'm going to go to Russia, because when I was a kid, I used to read Russian novels, and I loved them, and I would open all the windows so I would be cold, and I wanted to be cold like they were. So I just decided I'm going to go. And also somebody told me that the wall had just come down in the Soviet Union and that Russia was a really crazy place at the time. So I said, I'm going to go there. I speak no Russian. I can't even look at the alphabet and understand what I'm looking at. There's no place more foreign to me than Russia. So I went. I went to Moscow, which is, when you land in Moscow, it's just forest, and there's a city in the middle of just forest. It's terrifying. And as the plane goes down, you're like, no, I didn't want to really do this. And the whole time there, I couldn't fend for myself. It was already a country that was just broken in pieces. And the weirdest things happened to me there, and they just became normal after a while. Like I was in a restaurant, and a waiter came up to me, not my waiter, and he said, Coca-Cola? And I said, uh-huh. He said, Coca-Cola. And I said, sure. I don't drink Coca-Cola, but I had learned by that point to just do what they're asking you to do. Sure. So he went to the kitchen and he got a Coke in a can, and he handed it to me, and he said, $5. Because only dollars were worth anything there.
And I said, okay, on my bill. He said, no, $5, me now. So I gave him $5, and he put on his coat and he left. He just sold me a Coke on the side and then quit his job. So those are the kind of confusing moments I was having there. And I couldn't talk to anybody, and I was so lonely. It's difficult. I mean, I was alone, and I just sit in the room and go, okay, that was a really fucked up day. I hated that day. And I tried to watch television, and the TV was American shows like Dynasty. And the way they translate, they didn't have, what they did was the sound is a little down, and there's just one man saying all of the dialogue over the whole show. I was there for 2 weeks, and it just was crushingly, I had made no contact with anyone. And then one day I went into the subway. Now, if you've never been to Moscow, the streets in Moscow during the Cold War, they were made wider so that they could have missiles go down the middle of the street for the parades. And if you go there, you'll find out, if you go behind the big buildings, they actually tore the buildings off of their foundations and dragged them back. And a lot of the bigger buildings in Moscow, in the back, they're being held up by like bricks. It's really unnerving how unsafe the whole city is. So the streets are very wide, and you can't cross the street on a green light. You'll never make it. So they made tunnels so you can go under, and those are connected to the subway. And the subway in Moscow, you go down in an escalator and you keep going until you think, it just keeps going. Like, this is so deep, this is really upsetting. But anyway, everyone hangs out in these tunnels. I went in the middle of December. I went to Russia in the middle of December alone. And I'm standing in the subway and I'm watching a violin player. And the one thing about Russia still today, I think, is that no one has any money. So when you see a guy playing the violin in the subway, he's like the first chair violin for like the Russian symphony orchestra, because that doesn't pay shit, and at least he can get a few kopecks in the subway. So I'm watching him, and these other people are sitting on the floor, and we're crying. Everybody's crying. Everybody. It's just normal. People are just watching, just wiping away tears. And there's a young fella sitting here, and he looked my age. I was 25 at the time. He looked about 25, and he was tattered and just watching this violin player. And then this group of kids walked by, about 8 children, ranging from 5 to 10 years old, and their faces were dirty, like in Oliver Twist, like they were in a play. Like they had rubbed dirt on their face. And they're all wearing men's coats that they're wearing as from the neck down to the floor. And none of them have sleeves, their hands in their sleeves. Their sleeves are just flopping. They were like street urchin kids. And the coats, it just looked like these men's coats. And you kind of knew all the men who owned those coats are dead. And at least one of these kids killed those guys. Like, I swear I looked at an 8-year-old's face and thought, he has murdered. And that's what they looked like, just tough little kids. And I'd seen them before in Moscow. They work in groups. The guy sitting below me that I identified with called out to the head kid in the front. I don't speak Russian, so I just knew he was going, he's appealing to him. He needed something. And the kid with his hands in his sleeve looked at him suspiciously and said, like, what the fuck, why, what do you want from me? And the guy went, explaining himself, and he showed that his shoe had come apart. And he showed that his shoe was like a flap, and he showed the kid, and he showed him his shoe, and the kid shrugged and said, like, okay. And the kid's hand appeared from out of the sleeve, and there was a tube of shoe glue in his hand. He didn't rummage for it, it was already there. And he handed it to the guy, And the guy fixed his shoe with the glue, gave it back and just did. And then the kid from the other, he took his other hand had a paper bag, and he put the glue in, and he huffed it, and his eyes rolled back, and he got high. And then the group kept going, and I couldn't believe what I just saw. That the misery in this country at that time was so calculable and so predictable that this guy thought, my shoe's broken. Oh, there's a child. He's sure to have some glue in his hand because the state of our nation is so wretched. And I looked, and he looked at me, and I was startled, and then he laughed, and I laughed. And he's the only person I had any contact with in the whole of the Soviet Union. And I realized this is why I came here, to find out how bad life gets, and that when it's this bad, it's still fucking funny. That's all I got. Thank you.
Talk about their mothers. I was watching a football game one time, and this guy scored a bunch of shit, whatever, and they were excited. So they asked him about it afterwards. And the football player said, my mom died last year, but I know she was watching my game from heaven tonight. And I wanted to be there to say, leave your mother alone. How dare you? She's dead. I mean, when are you done with your fucking kids? When are you finished with your fucking kids? Even after you're dead, you still have to go to their fucking games and shit? Leave your mother alone. She did her job. She raised you, and it killed her. I mean, let her enjoy heaven. Don't you want your mother to enjoy heaven? Isn't that what you want your mom to be, just in heaven? Whee! This poor woman, the angels are like, we're having an angel party. You want to come with us? I can't. I got to watch my son's games. He'll be very upset. Okay, good. He can't fucking hear me. When people die, it means they did their jobs, and you should forget them. That's what I think. Because it's unfair what we put on dead people. Are you watching over me? Yes, I'm watching all of it. You know, like when you see an old couple, and they've been married for like 60 years. You know that kind of story? Everybody always loves that. The kind of people that always get applause based on the math of their lives. How long you been married? 60 years. Oh. Ah. Isn't that automatically wonderful? How do you know? You just know how long it's been.
For 60 years, every morning he tells me I'm a piece of shit.
Well, let's just say this is a happy couple, okay? They love each other. They've been married for 60 years. That's longer than most people really want to be alive, and they've been together that long. And now they're just an old couple, and they just walk together. You know when you see two people? And it's kind of lovely. They don't need anybody else. It's just the two of them. This is both of them. They just walk. They always walk somewhere nobody walks there. It's trash. Trucks. He's wearing a suit that is not a color. She's wearing a dress that's like a triangle, like a kid drew it. It's just fucking a dress with fruit on it. Nobody cares. And they just walk every day.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
You want to go to the store and get a cracker?
Yeah, let's get a cracker at the store.
Yeah, buy a cracker.
Yeah,
And then one day, usually he dies first. They're walking, and he goes, ah. Ah. And she says, Richard! Ah. Ah. Richard! Ah. and he dies. So now it's just her. Just Rose. And she's alone. Now she just stands in their house. Once in a while, somebody goes to get Rose because there's a wedding. Come on, Rose. Enter. Just fucking come on. Come on. Fuck, come on. Fuck. Just want to push her from... She lives 10 more years. 10 years after Richard dies. And then 10 years later, now she's laying in a bed. She's dying. Somebody's there with her on their phone. So Rose is dying, and she says, well, at least now I get to be with my Richard forever. Where'd she get that idea? Where did that come from? I've looked it up. No religion teaches that when you die, you get to ruin heaven for your dead spouse. Why is that fair? Who gets... Richard's been dead for 10 years. He's been in heaven for 10 years. And somebody comes up to him, hey, your wife is coming. What? He just now? Yeah, Rose just died. She'll be here in about 20 minutes. They just gotta hose her down and tape the wings on. And then you're gonna be together forever. Wait a minute. Fuck. You said this was heaven. Why is this... I have a girlfriend here now. I don't want to fucking... She's the love of your life. She's not the love of my death, motherfucker. That's marriage. Marriage is a big deal. Marriage is a big deal. I went to a wedding the other day. I went to a gay wedding. I've been to a lot of gay weddings, which is not true. It's not true at all, but I did go to one. But I don't go to weddings generally because I don't like them. I hate it. Don't invite me, really. I think it's rude to invite people to your wedding. I really do. Nobody's happy to get that shit. You make it all pretty, and they're like, oh, fuck! This is gonna suck! Here's a helpful list of places to stay. Oh, great. I get to live in a La Quinta in Reading, Pennsylvania for 3 days because you want to get married for a couple of years. Nobody wants to watch you start your shitty thing. Nobody wants to see it. Everybody's in a shitty thing. That's what it is. That's what it is to be with somebody. You're either alone or you're in a shitty thing. That covers 100% of human beings. I know I can see there's young couples here and you're like, no, we're in a good one. It's really good. Yeah, fuck you. Who do you think you are? It just didn't get so arrogant. Yeah, I think we figured it out. No, yeah, you're the first ones. Of course it's gonna get shitty. That's part of it. It's like going to a horror movie, and in the first minute, you're like, I think they're all gonna be fine. No, they're all gonna die, and you're gonna hate the person you love right now. It's the way it works. Love plus time minus distance equals hate. That's just the way it goes. I'm not saying don't do it. You should do it. It's the best thing. It's the best part of life, love is. But don't be greedy and expect it to last. Don't be amazed that a butterfly died because you shot it in the face. Just fall in love, make a fucking mess. It goes shitty, you don't realize it till too late, and then you cry a lot and move on. It's the best part of life. It is. I've always loved love. This has always been my favorite part of life, is meeting somebody and going, oh, shit, that person. That's the best feeling. Now, why the fuck would that just, oh, yeah,
for years, for our whole lives, just, oh, yeah. That's insane to expect that. And then it rots and dies. It's just the way it goes. It's like if you see a person in the park making bubbles with a big wand, you know, with soap, and sometimes they make a really big one and it goes, oh, hey, ah, shit, okay. That's all. You don't stand over, liar! You don't get mad at the soap stain. It gets so shitty, man. It does. Oh. Oh.
No, I was talking about being 40. Now I'm 41, and how when you go to the doctor, they don't try to fix anything anymore. I go to the doctor because my ankle hurt for 3 months, and the doctor just says, "Yeah, your ankle's worn out. That's all.
Wear and tear.
Just take lots of leave." Yeah, that's what he said. And I'm like, "Well, what if I was an athlete?" And he says, "Well, you're not an athlete, so no."
So we don't have to worry
keep
about
those options off the table. And so I'm grousing about that and getting some laughs. And so a person in that studio, this was on the radio, on the phone, goes, "Really? Because I would think at 40 you would still be getting some solutions from the doctor."
The hole.
Yeah, isn't that weird that it was...
The hole.
The chick.
I mean...
They insist
just
all these...
shuts, and all the laughter stops.
Yeah.
That's...
I would think that at 40 the doctor would still come up with some options for you there.
Thank you.
Why did...
Fun kryptonite.
And so there's a pause, and then I go... Yeah, he didn't is what I'm saying. Where I'm going with this is that he didn't. That's the engine of this piece of comedy. That's how it functions, is that it didn't.
Get it, dummy?
What are you helping by correcting the piece of comedy?
You would think.
The whole point of any piece of comedy is that you're inflating and exaggerating to a comedic effect. So it's the easiest thing to cut the legs out from under it. It's the easiest, stupidest, most worthless thing to do.
I hope you gave her this speech.
No, I didn't. I just said, I packed all of that into, he didn't is what I'm saying.
Right.
And I just sat there so mad, and then the rest of the interview, I'm just like, yeah, and just answering questions yes or no, and I just want to get off the phone.
Well, she doesn't understand because, again, we've said before that when certain holes just leak brains and humor out of them. And that's why when they're on a radio show, they just get up and their seat has funny on it, but the mic has none in it.
No, it's like the fun of the show is a balloon, and she literally put a vagina on the side of the balloon and let the fun out.
They insist on having the women part of these morning shows.
And then there was that was somewhere in Pennsylvania. I don't remember where. And then there was a show in Albany, and it's a show I really like doing. But we're talking about my kids. And I go, yeah, I've got 2 kids, and I'm divorced now, so I have my kids with me by myself all the time because we share custody. And it's hard. I have to have, like I had to take a dump the other day, and I had to do it. Can I say that? They're not going to.
Oh, yeah.
I had to do it with the door open because I got 2 kids to watch. Nobody else is home, so I can't unless I'm going to gather them into the bathroom to watch Daddy take a poop. I've got to have the door open while I'm watching the kids.
Right.
And she goes, same person, basically, just keeps moving other cities within the same morning somehow.
Same genitals,
same
different
day.
show.
Yeah. She goes, really? Because your daughter's 7, I would think that she could take care of herself while you're doing that.
Oh, my God, that's not the point,
Oh,
you
my
idiot.
God.
That's not the point.
And I was like, well, yeah. And then I went the other way with that one. I'm like, okay, that's how you want to do your show?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, no, I guess that's true. I guess she could have. You're right.
Just clothesline your jokes.
Why would the Jews go into the bar? If they owned it, wouldn't they have been there already going over the books and the deliveries?
Yes.
Yeah, a guy who goes into a bar with a duck on his head, and the bartender says, what do you want, or something, and it's always the duck says something. Really, because I didn't think that ducks had the power of speech.
Yes. And why wouldn't the bartender comment on the duck as opposed to just speaking?
Really, because usually when I go to a bar, they don't even talk to me. They just seem real busy.
They're an easier way to keep them from jumping on the bed.
Yeah. Wouldn't a duck fall off?
They are horrendous when it comes to radio.
God.
They're like Andy Rooney with breasts. There's
No, but here's the thing is that I know many, many funny women, and I don't think it's a female trait. No. But no man has or will ever do that.
No.
In the history of my life.
You kind of know what's going on, and
because only a hole would be that dumb. But as a sex, I don't believe that it's a trait.
on
No, I
radio,
just make. There's an improv, which is a boring art, but there's art to it, it's called yes and. That's the rule of improv. It means that if somebody posits a idea, you don't say nah, because you've just destroyed the whole show. You say yes and you add something. You accept their premise and you add to it and you keep building that way. You don't just go no. I did improv once, and I just because it made me look good and made them all look bad. I was the no guy, and I shut down every scene that started. They're like, "Oh, sir, isn't this the restaurant where everybody's crazy?" I'm like, "No, it's a fine restaurant. There's nothing going on."
Oh, okay. Could you please tell me where the silly restaurant is?
I never heard of any place like that. Yes. Why would anyone go to a place like that? Would you want to see eat something? Yeah. And everybody just, But I got huge laughs.
I'll have the steak then.
That's hilarious.
Oh, is that great?
Good.
Screw them.
You think improv's it is a little bit boring, isn't it, most times?
Yeah. A lot of times I've seen improv, it's very good.
Yeah.
All right.
Stupid holes. They just wreck. Why are they such a staple?
Oh,
it really is.
Now, Anthony.
But really, even more than that noise, it's that thing of like questioning what is the value of that? What do you think? Is this like the 60 minutes of my bits? Is this like you're exposing my bits so that they won't work and your show will be boring?
We looked into Louis C.K.'s bit and found he wasn't being completely accurate. We visited this doctor that has done much work on 40-year-olds.
It turns out he offered many solutions to Mr. C.K., which he did not bring up during the comedic bit.
I went in with a hidden camera and said I have a problem ankle.
Stop it.
He offered me a lot of solutions.
No, it's not funny.
Yeah, there it is.
You know you're right. Oh, Anthony. Oh, you know you're going to go to hell for this.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah.
That's the one.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Oh,
guys.
Uh-huh.
That's the best one. It's like, oh, guys, stop the craziness now.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Now, guys, let's not make fun of people.
Yeah, that's the number one rule. Let's just not make fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. They're devoid of humor. And if there are people that are funny in the room, it's just over. And I don't know why program directors or shows think it's a good thing to have that. We were told so many times, you guys, I think maybe a girl in there, a woman, her side, her point of... No. Why do we want that on this show?
If you stumbled upon a woman who is really funny and added things, then maybe you'd put her on the show. But to have somebody because that's the way they get put in is, you're here to be on give the women a side of the show, which has to be contrary, has to be just worthless and shutdowny.
Because the women will look at you like you're keeping them in control. The guys think they're in charge, but we all know
who's really in charge here.
Gang rape on the console. Show her who's boss.
We just like doing horrific things to women on our show. Not having them as an equal to what we're trying to do every morning.
We doing here.
I have a big affinity for Rich Voss.
Who doesn't?
Important person.
Why?
You know what? When I was getting divorced, he was really nice to me.
That's all it takes. Nice.
Yeah, I came to this show back when it was in another
We were
building.
nice to you.
No, you guys
No,
were
you're not.
nice to me.
You're not nice to anybody.
Of course you were. I came into this show in like a stunned state of I was just fucking depressed.
Yeah.
And there's fucking dumb Rich Voss, and he says something to me like, if you ever want to talk about what's going on with you, I'll talk to you about it. And I was like, why would I want to talk to you? And you wear a gold Rolex and you don't have any money.
I got a silver one too.
So he sits next to me on the couch and he goes, "Hey, when I got divorced, I had 2 kids, 2 little girls, and he described my life exactly, and he gave me said 3 or 4 things that were so important, just practical. When you're in a fucked up place like that, all the nice things people say are just insulting. Like, hey man, you'll be okay. Fuck you, no, I
get
won't.
through it.
The point is, no, I won't. You asshole. The only thing that means anything is practical advice. is like, hey, here's something that I've been there, and here's something that makes it easier.
What did he say?
And he
Can
did
you say?
It doesn't matter.
Well,
What
he
does it
said,
matter?
Well, it's interesting. It matters. Maybe it'll help someone else out there.
He said, I'm going to cheat on Bonnie all the time. No, he said to me that he is two things that were important to me. First, he said that his biggest goal was to maintain a good relationship with his ex. Like that it was really important to him to do whatever it took to stay amicable with her. And he said, now Bonnie and I have a baby, and she babysits tonight so I can have a date night. That's how that paid off, and that his two girls are now grown, and that they share them, and that they feel good between their two parents. So that's what he said. This is like, it's hard, but if you do it, here is what can happen. Like, there's a fucking future.
Rich, who told you this?
Yeah, this was amazing. I'm
this
sitting
is
there,
like,
and then I said, and then I'm asking questions. I'm like, I had been divorced for a while, and I said I dated for a bit, and I didn't want to anymore. Like, I didn't want to keep going out and trying to get laid. I didn't like that part of it. Like, I just didn't. I was like, a lot going on. And I said, but that feels like I'm worried that I'm like reclusing myself by. And he said, fuck getting laid. You got a career and you got 2 kids. For right now, that can be enough. Like, he gave me. It said it's okay not to get laid sometimes. As a man, you feel like you got to get pussy wherever it's available. But sometimes it's okay to take a breath and actually just be a father and a professional, whatever you are. And it left me off the hook. This shit meant a lot to me.
Wow.
Wow,
and
look at
yet
that
I
shit,
sit here
Rich.
and I will insult him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what
for other
comics
people's
we're supposed to
entertainment.
insult.
But no,
Well, he is.
I'm grateful to Rich Voss.
Here's the
I
thing,
got a
when
lot of
you
support
get-
from unusual places during
When
that
you
time.
get when you get divorced, and you know this.
Well, yeah.
You know,
I had no kids, though.
Well,
Yeah.
huh?
I had no kids, though.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
even. That's just a financial
But
fleecing.
yeah,
That's,
Thank
just
you.
fucking extortion.
It's the same. It's the same.
Exactly.
It's the same as in recovery. If you quit drinking and doing drugs, and you start gambling, you're only transferring addictions, and you're not dealing with quitting drinking and drugs.
Right.
If you're going through a divorce and you just start fucking whatever you can, it's just burying the pain in here, and you're jerking off in some.
Yeah,
girl.
you're not actually.
That's all you're doing.
That's why I think the problem with a lot of people now is that they're just consumers. They just want to consume and shit, and they don't think about like, well, I actually need to do something to make myself feel better. You know what I mean? Like, I actually have to take a breath.
Like a locust in a pussy field. You just got to kind of run your way through it and eat it and consume it, and then.
I don't know if that's what we're saying.
I think that's the. I think that's the opposite of what he's trying to say.
I do what you do. I just shove it all down.
Oh, just tamp it down.
It's terrible,
And
man.
it's-
No,
Tamp
you're making
that
yourself
emotion
ready
down.
for your first marriage.
And
It's all gonna fucking unspool like a Chinese food container full of maggots in the middle of your marriage.
Yeah.
My parents, we talked about all this shit. When my parents were fucking divorced, and they didn't have any knowledge back then. This is fucking 49 years ago.
The bosses of now.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
and you turn it. Here's the thing. You know, we've
Your
talked
parents
about-
were shitty toward
they're
each
fucking-
other,
they would
using the
set
kids.
the kids up.
Right.
To to go at each other.
A lot
you
of
know,
people
fuck.
do that.
And it's
That's unbelievable
ridiculous.
to me.
It's fucking ridiculous because in the end you end up doing crack and bad radio shows. It's not fucking worth it.
And also, I think the basic thing is it's like some people just are narcissists because the thing that's supposed to happen when you have kids is that they just become more important than you. And it's not like you do it painfully. You just feel it. You just go, the kid matters more. So you would never do if you're that kind of person. Then when you get in an altercation with another person, you don't put your fucking kid in the middle of it to preserve yourself or to hurt someone else. That's insane.
Pretty fucked up, but a lot of people do it, like you
So
said.
fucked up. Anybody,
Fucked
any
up.
parent that keeps their fucking kids from the other parent, those are the ones that should lose their kids. Okay.
Well, here's what some people say, and it's true. If you have a kid and you're divorced and you say bad shit about the other kids, the kid's other parent, you are criticizing 50% of the kid.
Yes.
The kid, a kid, especially a kid who's a child, they are made up of two people and they identify with a man and a woman, their mother and father. So if you say your father's a piece of shit or your mother's a whore, the person's going to feel that in themselves. They're going to take that in. So it's not a stranger. It's their fucking mom, you idiot.
I was 100% a piece of shit then, because my parents just would call each other horrid things. Oh, right in front of the kids too.
Right. Oh, listen,
it was wonderful.
Hey, when you're in the marriage, everybody's in the same house.
Yeah,
this shit goes
But
on.
look what they gave birth to. There should be
I
fights.
know. Well,
They made
no,
you
they
shower
told me
together.
it was never my fault. They told me now we're getting divorced.
That's
but
not your fault.
Or they didn't even use
That's
that
why
word. They
I
were like,
fucking-
"Daddy's living somewhere else. It's not your fault." And it's like I didn't think it was. Now I'm starting to though because you're trying to
Keep
tell me it's
saying that.
not.
Yeah, you just put that thought in my head.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
I didn't,
is it my fault?
I see you two yelling all the time about
Right.
shit that doesn't
Yeah.
even concern me.
Right.
Yeah,
Dad's
it's
drunk.
suspicious.
Fucking, he's not working.
It's suspicious. Come to my house. I promise I'm not going to rape you.
Yeah. Oh,
Why are you
why'd
saying
you
that?
say
then?
that?
I would never. I would never.
That's why I love comedy. Like my parents, when I was in second grade, it was nothing but fighting. Where's Dad? This and that. So I'd come home from school,
Your last
and I
year
would
of
put
school.
fucking Von Meter album on and just listen to it every day and sit and laugh and forget, and
What
just
album?
watch comics. Von Meter.
Who's Von Meter?
He did the Kennedy impressions. He was great. He had the
Yeah.
biggest
That's
fucking
what.
career.
That's what salved you in your sad family was Kennedy and bro. Was
Back when I
Von
was in
Meter.
second grade, man.
Oh my
Him and Alan
God.
King. I'm sorry.
Hey, we got to go to the Lincoln
parking.
bathroom and have a Lincoln log. Oh, well, go ahead and fuck me now, Dad. It's fine. I heard a lampooning of 2 presidents ago.
Oh yeah, when my parents
and you can
died in
get
that plane crash, I'll tell you, Rich Little.
Rich Little's Nixon.
he took me out of
He
it.
just raised me like the
No.
phoenix from the flames.
Who wouldn't laugh at that?
I
Yeah.
thought they died. I don't know.
No, my parents. I'm adopted.
That's why I
My
thought they
parents are
died
alive.
in a plane crash.
I don't know. My real parents might be dead. I have no fucking idea. I
Yeah,
never met
on
them.
9/11.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus. Great.
Oh, jeez.
Wow,
So your parents,
That's a little racist.
Oh my God.
you're Arab, and your parents